Good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around the globe. You know, it certainly is a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning to just get up and allow yourself to do those things that you have intended to do in your heart. You know, so many times we may sit back and, just think about it. But you know what? Today is not the day to think about it. Today is the day to get up and actually do it. Begin to do those things that you purpose in your heart to do. It's so very important. And you know what, y'all? This is an exciting journey. An exciting journey. Your journey is not supposed to be dim. Your journey is not supposed to be mundane. Your journey is not supposed to be a struggle. But your journey should be one of, of joy. One of joy. One that no one would have to prod you and pry you and, motivate you to do something. It should be something inside of you automatically that wakes you up and say, well, I got to get this thing going, because I'm looking forward to my future. And if not your future, think about your family's future, your children. Think about, for generations to come. Why don't you think about that? So many times we don't think about that. Many times people don't think about that. They only think about, themselves, about their situation. But let's think about, positioning our families, positioning our children, to have a better life than what we have. It's so very important to, go beyond where we currently are and step out into the future and see, those things. Good morning, Lucky. How you doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic morning. I'm certainly am. Let's see. What are you saying this morning? Let's widen our gaze and leave a legacy if we can. That is so true. And that's what I was talking about. Let's leave a legacy. Let's widen our gaze. And that is so true. You have to step out there in the future. But first, you got to see it. You got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Okay? You got to see it. So why don't you just start putting some plans into action? Thinking about some things, that you could do differently in your life. Because there's so much, y'all. There is so much excitement on this journey. But you have to be in the right position. You have to be in the right place. So my next question to you is, are you positioning yourself? Are you positioning yourself to, have that fulfillment in your life, to have that place of enjoyment in your life, to have that place of longevity in your life, to have that place where you could be unapologetically you in your life? I might be keyed up this morning because I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, y'all. 3 o'clock this morning. I haven't been to bed. I was asleep, okay? But I woke up. I had this idea, something that I started working on yesterday. Well, I didn't start. I was continuing, and I really got into it yesterday. I got into it. I did my chart and everything, and I set it up the way that I wanted to flow, and I was just so excited. I went to bed. I was telling my kids, and I went to bed, and I was sleeping. At 3 o'clock this morning, I woke up. I've been so excited about this next level. I'm so excited. So these things will happen, and just don't lay there when ideas come to you in the middle of the night. Have something always on side of your bed, something to jot down with, or speak into your phone, into the recorder, or whatever. Because chances are, if you're thinking about, well, later on I'll get to it, guess what? You'll forget about it. But these are some grand ideas. So I'm hoping that, you're experiencing these same things in your life, because, y'all, it's an exciting journey. Exciting journey. Yes. Oh, okay. That is good, Lucky. You're going to be a guest on the upgraded mindset today, talking about Black mental health. Yeah, I was on. I was listening to you yesterday when you were talking about that, and knowing this is Mental Health Month, and the things that you were talking about. Um, but people calling people names and calling people out of their names and not knowing, what a person's going through. And, those things are not acceptable at all. And I like the way that you came out, with your truth. Okay. With your truth. And that the best thing, the steps to healing is not holding those things inside of you. Okay. But letting them come out. If you have to cry, go ahead and cry. But, audience, that's something that, we should all be conscious of. Don't allow people to call us or treat us any kind of way. And then we just hold it in and we feel bad about it. No, you teach people how to treat you. Set boundaries. Okay. No, I'm not going to be called those names. I'm not going to be treated those ways, And if they don't accept it, you know what I say? Bye-bye. Okay. But, that was good. So I'm glad that you have come to a place in your life where you're going to say, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. So, I was on there and I left some comments in there, in that section. And yes, I'm glad for your progress and everything. I'm glad because you know what? You never know what somebody's going through. You never know. But always be unapologetically you. Okay? Always be unapologetically you. Because I'm going to tell you, as we're going to dive into this today, by people noticing your truth. Okay? People noticing your truth. And a lot of times people have stories. They have things that they have gone through. And a lot of these things are not pleasant. But there are experiences. There are things that where they have gone through these things, and we all have gone through these things, okay? We have gone through, and our fire may not be the same, but a fire is hot no matter what, regardless, okay? Now you have gone through these situations, you have gone through these circumstances. Now you are better positioned, okay? Because you can't take anybody where you haven't been. But if you've been there, you certainly could tell them, look, I've been there, okay? And this is what I've gone through. But hey, look at me, okay? Look at me. I have survived. I have made it out to the other side. And you tell them the different things that you're going through to bring healing to their lives. And once you're not holding things in where people are constantly, hurting you or opening that wound. And I would say, pouring salt in a wound. And now you say enough is enough. I'm setting my boundaries. A different type of healing takes place. So I'm glad for your progression. Okay. I am happy for your progression. And I'm going to say it like this. I don't care who likes it or whatever. Okay. It's not over until it's over, until God says it's over. You continue to fight. You continue to work your way to the top. Okay. Because you're not, how would you say this? You're not at the bottom. You're not insignificant. You are somebody. And don't give up. Okay. Do not give up. All right. Do not give up. Let's go and let me see what this is. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, I did. Because I love when people, are setting boundaries in their lives. Because that's a part of what I do. When I'm talking about being unapologetically you, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? Be unapologetically you. Set boundaries. Let people know that you're not a doormat, that you're not going to take anything, that people, can't talk to you or treat you any kind of way, that you are somebody and you are a force. I would tell you like this. You're a force to be reckoned with. All right? You just keep your composure. You don't come out of character or anything of that nature. I didn't see you coming out of character or anything of that nature. But what I saw was, hey, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And being truthful about it, being honest about it. And that's the thing that matters. Being honest about it. Being honest with yourself. Okay? So it's progression. But I'm going to tell you, people will notice your truth, y'all. And that's what we got to talk about today, because your light cannot be hidden. Sometimes, people try to snuff out your light, or maybe you try to snuff out your own light because now you're dimming yourself. You're trying to fit in. Okay. But nobody, none of us are created to fit in. We're created to stand out and to own our truth. And I want to put this affirmation up before I get into my lesson today. Okay. No one can take away what I possess on the inside of me. I own it. And that's what you have to realize and say to yourself. Say that with me. No one can take away what I possess on the inside of me. I own it. That's those gifts, those talents, those abilities, those treasures, those gems. You own it. You own it. And nobody could ever take that away. People may take away this thing or that thing, anything that's outside of you, whether it's a job, whether it's, a house, whether it's cars, whether it's those type of things. But whatever you own on the inside of you, no one could take that away from you. No one. Because you own it. And you got to start walking like you own it. Okay? It's not being prideful. It's not any of those things. When you walk in your truth, when you live in your truth, there's an energy that takes place. Okay? There's an energy that takes place. Your audience even sees the energy. They see something about you. They'll even ask you, well, what's going on with you? What's going on? There's something different about you. You have stepped into that place of owning who you are and being unapologetic about it. Own your space. This is your space. Each person is uniquely made. We're not carbon copies. So that's why we don't try to fit in. We stand out in our space. Each of us has a design space. And when I'm talking about design space, I'm talking about a design pathway. Okay? And you be the best at what you do. You be the best. You be the best you that you could be. Put everything into it. Don't allow nobody or nothing to hold you back or to make you be quiet. I think I even heard, I even read it on your live stream, Lucky, where it says silent no more. That's right. Be silent no more, y'all. You've been silent for too long. You have dimmed not only your light, but you have shut your mouth. And I'm not talking about being confrontational, y'all. I'm talking about allowing your gifts, your talents, and your abilities to flow. Allow who you are to flow. Allow what's inside of you to connect with your audience. Allow your uniqueness to come forth. Don't be silent anymore, but own it. Walk in your truth. Live your truth. Be your truth. Because it's a light that cannot be hidden. Okay? Don't allow anybody or anything to dim your light. Now, as I go into the first talking point, arise from what has stopped you. What has stopped you in the past? When you notice those things, okay? When you notice those things, there comes a time in your life where you come to the end of yourself, where you're tired of, every time you rise up, something's knocking you down. And sometimes, it's not anything on the outside of us. It's our mindset. We think in one way, we tearing ourselves down by the repetitions of, the chatter in our minds, telling us, these negative conversations, having these negative conversations in our minds. But you come to a point on this journey where you say enough is enough. There's more for me out there. And I'm all in. I'm all in. It's a sink or swim situation. I'm tired of going around the merry-go-round. It's time for me to get off. It's time for me to experience something different. It's time for me to live in a different way. In a way that promotes who I am. Instead of just living a mediocre life. And I think I even forgot to introduce myself, okay? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. And that's what happens a lot of times. You live a mediocre life and you don't maximize your potential. But there's so much more on the inside of you. But you have to own it and allow it to flow. You know, there's no fight in this. When you're correctly positioned and you're on your design path, there's no struggle, y'all. You even hear what the young people saying, oh, I'm grinding, you know, I'm grinding out here. I don't use those words. Because grinding means something's hard. Grinding means something's struggling. You know, it's a struggle. Grinding means there's friction. There's things coming up against. And I don't choose to use those words. You remember we talked about that? It was either earlier this week or maybe the end of last week, talking about your words, being accountable for your words. You got to watch what come out of your mouth. And you got to watch the chatter that's going forth in your head all day long. Okay? Because your pathway, not saying that obstacles won't come and try to invade your peace or invade your walk on your journey, but you'll know how to handle those things. Okay? You won't be shocked. You won't be surprised. When they come, you'll, instead of them, you know, defeating you, you'll use those as tools to launch you into your next level. It could either be a launching pad, you know, to propel you somewhere, or, you know, you're going to defeat it. You're going to learn how to use it as a tool. So arise from, when we talk about people noticing your truth, you have arisen, okay? You have risen up from what has stopped you in the past. You've risen up. You have arose from what has stopped you in the past. I know I'm not saying that word correctly because I'm thinking faster than what I'm talking. So embrace your new life, y'all. Embrace your new life. And embrace it with gratitude. Okay? Be grateful for who you are. Look at yourself in the mirror. I always tell you this. Before you get in the presence of others, number one, you get in the presence of God. You empty yourself out and you allow him to fill you that day for what you need for that day. Then you get in that mirror and you talk to yourself. You affirm yourself. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself. You know, tell yourself in the morning, I love me. I love me. Even, you know, say your name. I love me, you know, but say, like I would say, I love Gertrude. You have to first love yourself and mean it. Okay, mean it. And if there's any apprehension in, you know, what you're saying, if there's a struggle there, because maybe you're not quite believing it, maybe it hasn't, you know, come through yet to where you have that peace. Okay, just call things that are not as though they were. And it will change. But those affirmations, those positive affirmations, the framing your day early in the morning, it's the best thing that you could ever do for yourself. Because it sets your day. It sets the tone of your day when you do first things first. So embrace your new life. Okay? Embrace this journey. Whether you're that author on that book writing journey or whether you're that entrepreneur, embrace your journey. Be grateful for who you are, your uniqueness. When you properly, correctly positioned, you'll see things. You'll see things in a different way. You'll even see things that had been hidden to you when you're properly positioned. Because if you're out of position, you're not able to see those things. There's obstructions there. Okay? There's things that's in the way. So you can't see those things. It's like, traveling down a highway and there's a huge lake in the back of all these tall buildings, or, a lot of trees or whatever. You can't see it. But once you turn off of that highway and go down that street, past all of that, now you can see. So the same thing, on your journey, there's obstructions. Okay? There's obstructions. But when you're correctly positioned, you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see. A lot of times what happens, people's mind don't allow them to see. But when you have come to a place where you have risen from all that indecision and all of that clutter and all of that mumble jumble, you understand? Now your mind is able to process your vision. Because you remember I told you about your vision, okay? Writing your vision down and making it plain on paper, always keeping it before your eyes. It's very, very important to look at it each and every day, all day long. Write it down. Have it on the computer. Put it on your phone. But always have it where you could constantly look at it. Constantly. And live your truth. Live a piece of your vision each and every day. That's not too hard. That's not too hard at all. Just a piece. Every day. And you'll see it becomes automatic. You begin to, automatically walk in it. You begin to automatically flow. And it's flowing. Everything will begin to flow from you. It makes a big difference. Let's go to the next one. Positioning matters. It matters. Because when you're out of position, just like I said, there's darkness. You can't see. But when you position yourself, and positioning comes with your vision, okay? When you position yourself to see, now position yourself, you'll be able to see clearly. Not only see clearly, but your actions, okay, will begin to line up. Your thinking will begin to line up. Your speech will begin to line up. And, there's some discipline there to get those things to line up because, a lot of times people are divided within themselves. So they have to take responsibility for those things in order for those things to line up. So positioning matters. It makes a big difference. When people say they can't see, they're not in their right position. As long as I was climbing the corporate ladder, I couldn't see any of this. I didn't even know nothing about this, y'all. I couldn't see it. But once I got in my right position, I was able to see. Okay? I may have not seen all of it, but I saw enough that, allowed me to continue down my journey. And the more I traveled down my journey, the more things begin to open up. And that journey been since what? 2006? Okay? I see more now than I saw in the beginning because now, as long as I'm walking down my journey, the longer I'm walking, the more I'm taking in, the more I'm doing to enhance this journey, the more I'm able to see. The more I'm able to see. So that's why positioning matters. Positioning matters, because if you're not in the right position, there'll also be confusion. There'll be confusion. And you hear people saying this. Well, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm called to do. They're confused. And just like I said yesterday, they're over here, they're cutting hair. One day they're a hairdresser. The next day they're over here frying chicken because they think they should have a restaurant going. Next day, they're over there doing taxes because they think that that's what they should be doing. They don't know their purpose. There's confusion. Positioning matters. But first, it has to come with you sitting down and finding out who you are and constructing your vision the way it was supposed to be. What is your purpose? What is your purpose in life? Those inconsistencies with hitting and missing, that's just wasting your time. Because you're not going to make any more money. One day, like I said, you're doing hair. The next day, you're frying chicken. You think you're a hairdresser on Monday. On Tuesday, you're over here frying chicken. On Wednesday, you're over here doing taxes. Just because you may know how to do a lot of things doesn't mean that that's your calling. That's what you're called to do. That's your purpose. And how many people in the audience can say, Gertrude, I've been there. Hey, Gertrude even been there. Okay? That's why I can be honest with you. I even been there. I told you. Okay? I told you that. I even went back to, after I finished college the first time, went back to college and got my accounting degree. I love numbers. Math was no problem for me. Now, geometry, I didn't like. Okay? But algebra, calculus, I like those. So math was never a problem for me. But being an accountant, I'm a creative person. And that just conflicts with my way of thinking. It keeps me in the box. So you see, when I found out who I was, things changed. Things drastically changed. And when I was working, like I said, before I got laid off from that business, because I was working in the accounting department. So I figured, well, let me go back and get this under my belt. Okay. So I went back to school, got my accounting degree. But once that double layoff came, then that put me on my path to success. So, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm not just out here talking. I've been there, done that. Okay, it's real. So I know how you feel. Okay, I know how you feel. Focus, follow one course until successful. That's good. That's a good acronym. Follow one course until successful. That's it. Because otherwise, let me tell you, you'll be confused. You will be confused. Here's another one. People will be attracted to you. When people notice your truth, y'all, they'll be attracted to you. Okay? It's like a magnet. It's like a magnet because they see something. They see that you have the solutions to their problems. Your audience, the people whose listening for your voice, the people who's asking the questions that you have the answers to, your uniqueness. They'll be attracted to you. Once they notice your truth, they'll say, oh, I've been looking for her. I've been looking for him. Oh my God. They got everything I need. They got everything I need. So that's the purpose of, not trying to fit in, but standing out and owning who you are. It's very, very important. Your audience will be attracted to you. Even, your co-laborers, those who are around you, working with you, or know, not necessarily in your business, but those that you communicate with, those that you network with, those people, they'll begin to see something in you. And this is a great point, because now they're able to refer people to you. See, refer people to you. And referrals are sweet, y'all. Referrals are sweet because it's a warm transfer as opposed to a cold transfer, a cold a client. This is a warm transfer because they know somebody that you know. So now they feel that that barrier has come down where they're not defensive. So that's a good thing. Not only will you attract your audience, but your co-laborers and even your partners. Even your partners. Because now, you're building that team of creditability where you're just not out there, just saying anything or doing anything or being selfish or anything of that nature. People could see you. People could see you. You have nothing to hide. People could see you. Because remember, it's what comes from the inside out. That's why it's not good for people to try to con people. Okay? Because you could see that too. You can see that too. It's plain as day. The only people that don't know that they're being exposed is the people that's doing it. Trying to be something or somebody who they're not. Because again, it comes from the inside out. You have to look for the clues. You have to look for the clues. People notice your truth. Connections. Let's talk about connections. Now you walk this journey. Now you have come to this place where you have risen from the situation and circumstances, that place of confusion, that place of doubt, that place of unbelief in your life. Now you have come to this place, okay? Now, instead of stopping there and being comfortable there, I want to tell you, there's a next level for you. This is talk about maximizing your potential. Because in this place, this is a stage in your journey where there's new connections. Okay? New connections. And you can't be afraid of this. You have to be confident that you've come this far. And it's okay for you to go these extra steps. That's why you keep your vision in front of you each and every day, because it's going to grow. It's going to open up. It's going to expand. Just like a tree, okay? Like an oak tree. I'm going to just pull one tree. Come from an acorn. And then it sprouts up. And then what happens? It opens up to many branches and many leaves. Think about that. New connections. You come to a place on this journey where things will begin to open up for you. That's why I tell you, I see more now than I saw back then. And the same for you. The more you walk toward your ultimate goal, is the more you'll see. But stay on the path. Stay in position in order to, experience these things. Don't let the connections of your past deter you from the now and ruin your future. That's so true. Sometimes, you know what? You have to disconnect from certain people and certain things and certain places. You have to detach yourself. There come a time, and you can still be cordial with these people. It's not saying, you just kick them to the curb and not be bothered with them or whatever. But people, places, and things, they have a time. They're there for a time, a reason, or a season. Okay? Some are just there for, a small part of our lives, a certain season, or maybe a reason to strengthen us, or to allow us to see something inside of us, either for the good or for the bad. Okay? When I'm saying for the good, seeing something inside of us that we didn't see, that we should, enhance, or see something bad on the inside of us that we should get rid of. It's pointing out things. But never allow those connections from the past to hinder you from walking into your future or not being all that you could be or not being the best version of yourself. Never allow that. Okay? You are responsible for your vision. You're responsible for your path. And it's okay to set those boundaries. It's okay to, remove yourself. It's okay. It doesn't matter what they say. You have to protect your vision. Live your truth. Live your truth. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have is yourself, your truth, your vision. People are, a lot of times they're concerned about themselves. They're really not concerned about you. They're concerned about themselves. So you have to be concerned about your truth, your vision, your pathway. Don't let anything block you. In these connections, y'all, when I'm talking about the new connections, I want to tell you this. Get ready for your tribe, okay? These are people in your audience. These are people that's been waiting for you. That's why I tell you, when you show up, to show up powerfully, okay? Show up with that energy. Show up powerfully. Express your truth, whether it's, through your writing. And when I'm talking about expressing your truth, what I mean is, write in a way that it's going to connect with your audience, okay? It's going to change the trajectory of their lives. When I'm talking about being an entrepreneur and expressing your truth, create those products and those services that your clients are looking for, that's going to meet their needs and give them an easy win, because they've been struggling all along. Okay. They've been searching on the internet. They've been searching YouTube. They've been searching through Google. They've been reading books on Amazon. They've been asking people. But make sure that you show up powerfully and give them what they need. And when you show up powerfully, there's no gimmicks in these things. There's no bribery in these things. Just be truthful. Just like you would want somebody to tell you or, write a message to you. if it was something that you were looking for, or a product or a service. Okay? That's all it is. Your new tribe is going to show up. Your new connection, your tribe, put it that way. Because I'm talking about connection. I'm talking about new connections. Your tribe consists of your audience and your helpers. Okay? There's people that would love to connect with you because they like what you're doing. People always like to be connected to something bigger than them. And your vision and my vision and everybody's vision is bigger than us. Okay? It's bigger than us. If your vision is small and it is really small, you got to go back to the drawing table because it's not. It's not supposed to be small. You cannot accomplish everything in your vision by yourself. You're going to need helpers. You're going to need employees. You're going to need people to help carry the money bags. Yes, I'm going to say the money bags because I want you to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. So dream big, y'all. Dream big. Dream, what was that song? Dream the impossible dream. Oh, it may seem like it's impossible, but anything is possible to you if you only believe. If you only believe, you have to believe it. And you have to see it before you see it, or you never see it. See it in your mind's eye. Dream big, y'all. Dream big, because there's nothing small or insignificant about you. Your connections. Get ready for your tribe. And this is going to be a mixture of people from different social economic categories. Okay? And don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid, because there's people that have money out there that's looking for somebody like you right now. Your products, your services, your message. They're looking for something that they can invest into. They're looking for you. So this is the time. Show up and show up powerfully, because new connections are coming into your life. Let's go to the message. Good morning, Sherry. Okay. Greetings for Burrell Worldwide, Beverly Hills. Good morning to you. I know it's probably early, but it's 7 something. Good morning. Something over there. Thank you for being with me today. But, when we're talking about people will notice your truth. Show up powerfully, y'all. Show up powerfully. Do not dim your light. Do not dim your light, because new connections are coming your way. Show up and be there for your audience, because they're looking for somebody. Now, the last and final talking point is rewards for your service. Rewards for your service. When you show up, people will notice your truth. They'll notice your truth, because this is your design pathway, and you're living your truth. You're being unapologetic about who you are. You're answering your audience's questions. You become that household name. You become that expert in their eyes. So don't dim your light. Allow your gifts, talents, and abilities, your treasures and gems to flow from you, because it's in there. It's in there. Everyone has something to offer the world. Everybody has something on the inside of them that could position not only their lives, their families' lives, but also their clients, their readers, their audience, whatever you want to say, position their lives where it will change their mindsets. It will change the way they're living, not only for the present time, but for generations to come. Okay? And your reward for this is in monetary terms, in money. It's also opportunities. Opportunities will begin opening up for you once people, when they notice your truth and they're connecting with you in that heart-to-heart connection, because it's not a head thing here. We use the head thing, but it's a heart thing. It's an emotional thing where something's tugging on somebody's heart. And you have that perfect solution to their dilemma. People will notice this because it's flowing from you. It's coming out of your heart. And these opportunities are different levels. Now you're leveling up, okay? You're leveling up. You're not remaining at the same place. Remember, this is a journey that you're on. No matter if you're an author, you're on that writing journey, or you're that entrepreneur, you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep evolving, okay? You got to level up. You always hear me say, it's not only forward, but it's forward and upward, okay? You cannot remain the same place that you were in last year at this time this year, okay? You can't do it. Not even 6 months ago. Not even January 1st of this year. Not even last month, y'all. Not even last week. Each day you grow. Each day you evolve. How fast do mobile phones, evolve? Or Microsoft? How fast? Just think of that. Things are constantly evolving. So you have to change. You have to, expand your mindset. You have to be open. Okay, that's why you look at your vision. That's why those plans, those strategies, those things change. And you have to, constantly look at it and constantly see what needs to be done. And that's a day-to-day thing. That's not something that you do once a week. Okay, you look at it each and every day. Okay, well, thank you, Lucky, for being with me today. And if I could get over there, I will look, but I'll catch it on replay. Okay? But thank you for letting me know that. And it was a pleasure having you with me today. So you have a great day. But anyway, rewards for service. People notice your truth. Money, like I say, opportunities, but keep your eye fixed on your vision. That's very, very important. Your vision matters. Nobody could see your vision like you could see it. Nobody can understand your vision like you can understand it. So when people notice your truth, it's a light that cannot be hidden. And you have risen from whatever has stopped you in the past. Your positioning matters, okay? Your positioning matters. Now you're able to see. You're able to see clearly. Stay on the path. And people will be attracted to you. Not only your audience, but also your partners, also your co-laborers. And they'll begin to refer people to you because now they see something in you where you have built that trust. They're able to trust you. And people like to trust people. Okay, they want to trust you. If they can't trust you, they're not buying from you. They're not listening to anything that you're saying. Okay, but once they trust you, and this is a great place of responsibility, whether you're the author or that entrepreneur, to have your audience trust you, because once trust is broken, it's hard to get back. If anything, okay, it's hard. So, remember this. People will notice your truth. So live your truth. Be your truth. Don't try to be somebody else. Be who you are and be unapologetically you. Your connections matter because new connections are coming your way. And don't allow those connections from the past to hinder your future connections. Okay? If it means cutting people off, and I'm not saying it in a rude way, okay? Removing yourself from their company, so be it. Okay? So be it. And rewards for service. It's never about the money, y'all. Money is low on the totem pole. It's about serving people. Serve people and serve them well, and the money will come. Okay? People's lives matter. People's situations are real. Okay? They're going through things. They want to avoid going through things. People need hope. People need healing. People need how to. They need things. People need an easy win because they've been struggling. So serve your audience and serve your audience well. So I thank you for, taking time out of your busy schedule and being with me today on this segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And thank you all for, chiming in with me today. Those of you who's in the audience and those of you who, you didn't chime in, but you're there anyway. And I thank you to our followers and our fans. So for the most part, live your truth, y'all. Live your truth. It makes a whole bunch of difference. Okay? So with that being said, I want you to remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.